everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Heads up that this video is part of a big giveaway I am doing on the channel courtesy of Vanish Holsters, where you can win yourself a dream vacation, so make sure to stay tuned for all of the info on that. But for now, let's jump right in. The Trump assassination attempt is the only thing that anyone is talking about, and admittedly with good reason. The American political climate has felt like a powder keg for quite some time now, and this was a huge escalation with the election still a few months away. Was this just a lone wolf bad actor, or someone bought and paid for by the deep state? We'll never know for sure, but I have my guesses, and I'm sure that you do too. At the very least, some of these circumstances around it are pretty suspicious, and I think we can all agree on that one. Either way, the hate and vitriol aimed at Trump has been no secret. We have all heard the calls for violence, the B-list celebrities with fake decapitated heads, and how generally in vogue it is to hate Trump because Cheeto Orange Man bad. Biden himself said back on July 8th during a private call with donors that it was time to put Trump in the bullseye. I'm sure that was purely metaphorical, or at least meant in Minecraft, but if one Democrat in Congress had had his way, Trump might not have had Secret Service protection that day at all. I myself had not heard about this bill until it was dug back up in the wake of Trump's assassination attempt. But back in April, Rep. Benny Thompson, a Mississippi Democrat, filed a bill to revoke Trump's Secret Service protection. The bill, nicknamed the Disgraced Former Protectees Act, or H.R. 8081, would automatically strip any former presidents or other former protectees from their Secret Service protection if they were convicted of felonies. He said that the law would ensure that, if sentenced to prison, the onus of protection for special inmates would lie solely with the prison staff and not take Secret Service resources, because the Secret Service might interfere with prison justice, which sometimes includes getting shanked. And in case you have any doubts, Thompson admitted that the bill was directed at President Trump and has basically been trying to get him for months. But before we get into that part of the story, here is the info on that giveaway. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned a giveaway at the beginning of the video, but before we get to that, we have talked about Vanish Holsters on the channel before, and today we are talking about them again because this, my friends, is not your average range day holster. It is designed to eliminate all of those excuses, and I mean all of them, holding you back from carrying daily. They have two size options to fit anyone from a 68-inch waist down to a little size 2. It's comfortable, it's versatile, it stays put, and most important, it will not print. If that doesn't sell you, this holster fits 99% of semi-auto handguns and conceals 2 fully loaded magazines. Plus, it comes with an unconditional guarantee that it will be the most comfortable holster you have ever worn, or your money back. Now, another cool thing about the Vanish holster is that it's made with moisture-wicking material, which will make it perfect to wear when Vanish sends you on a $5,000 dream vacation just for buying one of their holsters in July. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is use my link down in the description and equip yourself with one of Vanish's amazing holsters. One of his concerns, he said, was that a judge wouldn't sentence Trump to prison because of Secret Service logistics, and he wanted to be sure that Trump served the appropriate sentence for his crimes. While on the one hand, I get one of the angles here. Are they going to send Secret Service agents to a prison using American tax dollars to have them sit in a president's cell or by the cell? Probably not the best use of resources. Now, that being said, let's not pretend that the issue at hand was actually tax dollars and American resources, because Thompson is a staunch anti-Trump Democrat. He was the chairman of the January 6th committee and even filed a federal lawsuit against Trump, blaming him for January 6th. He called the event a carefully coordinated attack, blamed Trump for the death of 5 people, and likened the case against Trump to the U.S. fighting the Civil War to end slavery. Which is kind of a stretch. More recently, his staff even publicly made statements that next time the shooter shouldn't miss. That statement was posted only a couple hours after the attempted shooting. And while that sort of drivel is all over social media, probably should not be posted by a congressional staffer, especially a staffer who works for a guy that filed this bill. Thompson's bill was filed a month before Trump was convicted of 34 felonies in the hush money case and was drafted in direct response to the numerous lawsuits Trump was facing at the time. The summary simply states, to terminate United States Secret Service protection for felons. Now, the reality of a possible convicted felon being the President of the United States aside, we all know that that has been a political witch hunt, and I think we can all guess what Thompson was anticipating with this bill. In fact, Thompson was honest about it in the fact sheet. Former President Donald J. Trump's unprecedented 91 felony charges in federal and state courts across the country have created a new exigency that Congress must address to ensure Secret Service protection does not interfere with the criminal judicial process and the administration of justice. When he filed the bill, Thompson released a statement saying, "Unfortunately, current law doesn't anticipate how Secret Service protection would impact the felony prison sentence of a protectee, even a former president. It is regrettable that it has come to this, but this previously unthought of scenario could become a reality. Therefore, it is necessary for us to be prepared and update the law so the American people can be assured that protective status does not translate into special treatment, and that those who are sentenced to prison will indeed serve the time required of them." And while I do agree that people should not get special treatment after they have committed crimes while in political office, let's not forget that is what most of Congress does. Show me a congressman, besides like Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, that have not committed a crime, and we can come back to this bill. Just saying. Co-sponsors of the bill included Rep. Troy Carter of Louisiana, Barbara Lee of California, Frederica Wilson of Florida, Yvette Clarke of New York, Bonnie Watson Coleman of New Jersey, Jasmine Crockett of Texas, Joyce Beatty of Ohio, and Steve Cohen of Tennessee. All of them Democrats. The bill is still sitting in the House Committee of the Judiciary, and I doubt it will get any further than that, especially in light of the weekend's events. Even if it had moved, it would not have been fast enough to strip Trump of his security in time for this past weekend, as it still would have had to go through enough votes and gone to Biden. Thompson himself has been quick to point that out on social media. Of course, when it was filed, the focus was on prison justice and not an open assassination attempt. I don't know. Maybe someone just pulled the trigger early. In Minecraft. For what it's worth, Thompson fired the staffer who called for Trump's death, and who is now also reportedly under federal investigation, by the way, and condemned Saturday's attempt. He released a statement on X stating that there is no room in democracy for political violence. Which is not what, like, any of the Democrats were saying a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 4 years ago. We've been hearing this stuff since before 2016, guys. I'm almost surprised it took this long. Of course, it was right before the RNC and Trump officially getting put in as the nominee, but who's counting that coincidence? Now, despite all of that, Thompson says that he still supports the bill and now claims that the bill and the law it would create would not apply to Trump at all and was not meant to apply to Trump, despite previous statements. He says that instead it just seeks to clarify who has security authority over ex-politician prisoners. As for Trump, his sentencing is delayed after the recent Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity. That is it for this video, guys. Remember to go down into the description or pinned comment to get your Vanish holster and enter to win that dream vacation. Also, please do all of the algorithm things, like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell and check your subscriptions. They disappear all of the time. I get messages and comments about it every week. Also, drop a comment down below on what you think about this poorly timed bill. And as always, thanks for tuning in and happy shooting.